The Caribbean Climate Online Risk and Adaptation tool, CCORAL, has been launched. CCORAL was developed by the Belize-based Caribbean Community Climate Change Centre 5Cs with funding from the UK's Department for International Development DFID and the Climate Development and Knowledge Network CDKN.
The Caribbean Climate Online Risk Assessment Tool, or CORAL, was specifically designed to help move away from traditional models of planning to more relevant and island-sensitive models that reflect the real risks that we face and help us prepare for and manage eventualities associated with climate change risks.
How long has this project been in the making?
Back in 2007, October, the center was charged by the CARICOM heads of government to put together a program that will allow us as a region to make our development in such a way that it would be resilient to climate change.
Why is CCORAL so important to the region?
The people in the Caribbean live in a region that suffers greatly from the impacts of natural disasters. The United Nations Environmental Programme, in its 2007 Global Environment Outlook, highlighted the fact that people in the Caribbean, when compared with those living in other small island development states, suffer the most. In addition, it has been underscored by the Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change, the IPCC, in a number of reports that the implications of rising sea level and changing weather patterns could have particularly disastrous consequences for the Caribbean region.
Regardless whether we witness an actual increase in the overall number of hurricanes per year, we can expect, due to climate change, an increase in the severity of hurricanes, and therefore an increase in the ability of these weather systems to inflict serious harm on our region.
CDKN was very instrumental in the development of this online tool. But why?
We have to integrate climate change into our development trajectories. It's absolutely non-optional. And we need to do that in the United Kingdom, and we need to do that in St. Lucia, and we need to do that elsewhere. And we need risk assessment tools to help us in that process. We've had risk assessment tools. The public sector and the private sector has long been assessing risk, but we need to look at this in a different way and in a different light in the face of the current and expected future impacts from climate change.
What is the fiscal impact of climate change-related phenomena on the region?
Losses caused by weather-related natural catastrophes in the Caribbean already account for up to 6% of the annual gross national product in many Caribbean countries, and that this figure would likely increase by up to 3 additional percentage points by 2030, with hurricanes and flooding having the greatest loss potential in the region.
Hurricanes, as we all know, pose a regular and real threat to our region. And history has taught that visitation by a single hurricane can obliterate years of economic growth literally overnight, while leaving lasting marks not only on the physical landscape, but also on the national psyche.
What does CARICOM hope would be the outcome of the implementation of CCORAL?
It is our expectation that these two instruments developed by the Climate Change Center would prove to be beneficial to the region in general, and in particular to the vulnerable populations in the community whose development has been most constrained by the lack of information, understandings, and mechanisms to address the risks they face in relation to their livelihood and their general development.
So what do we need to know in moving forward?
We need to understand our risks and how to get our ministries involved, our private sector involved.
The Caribbean Climate Online Risk and Adaptation tool, CCORAL, making it easy to plan ahead in order to combat the effects of climate change.